welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today we're kicking off my project pan for the year, which I'm really excited about. So I have 10 makeup items here that I'm going to be focusing on. I have some goals to just use a certain number of uses, some to hit pan, some to finish. So I'm really excited to put some focus on these products. I wrapped up my last project pan mid-December. So I've kind of been on a month break or so, just using whatever I feel like, and that's been fun. But I am excited to start seeing some, concerted effort and progress into some of these products. So I'm going to be doing updates every other month. I started doing that at the end of last year, and I feel like it's a lot more enjoyable. There's more progress. And I just feel like I'm able to show you more than I can in 1 month. So expect an update every other month from me, and we're going to do it rolling style. So as I hit, certain goals, we'll move something new in. So let us begin. I have a couple of rollovers. So if you've seen my project pan from last year, some of these will look familiar. I think I'll start there. So the first is from this Hourglass Quad. It's a couple years old now, but I absolutely love it. So I have the goal to finish the setting powder right here. This is the shade Soft Light. It is absolutely gorgeous, and as you can see, I have a ton of pan in here. So the goal is to finish it up all the way. I'm primarily using this to set under my eyes for my concealer. I don't wear concealer under my eyes every day, but I still, even if I'm not wearing concealer, like to put a little bit there. I just feel like it helps kind of brighten the area. I think this is something that I use, most days, even if I'm wearing, more or less makeup. So that's great. And I'll start tracking my usage. Here, I tracked it last year, and obviously I have, made good, significant progress, but I am excited to see this completed up. This is a palette that I'd like to see, eventually I'd like to pan this bronzer and maybe pan more of this highlighter. I don't know about the blush, but this is something that long-term I'd like to see kind of used more. So I'm excited to maybe have one of these finished here in the first half of the year. Another rollover product is my e.l.f. bronzer. If you've been here, I've been panning this for 2 years. I love this bronzer. I could actually see myself using this up and then repurchasing it in the future. So this is where I am currently at. I'll get kind of a nice still here so we can compare. This is, a great daily bronzer. So the goal is to finish this up completely. There is obviously just product around the edges here. It has not crumbled at all yet. So knock on wood that we're not going to have, too much crumbling. I do think depending on if it were to start to crumble, I may repress it, or I may just kind of use it as a loose powder. I don't know yet. One thing that I have been doing though is I'm not traveling with this. I don't travel too often, but I do have a work trip here in a couple of weeks. So during that work trip, I will just bring this palette and use the bronzer in here. I don't like to travel with it because it's just pretty fragile at this point. So anyway, that's just one last week of use. It's fine. So this has been a long time coming. This is the primer infused bronzer if you're curious. And I love it. I mean, it's a great formula. I feel like this color works well for me. So I'm happy to keep using it. I will be very happy to see it, completed up, because this has been, around for a while. It's time for it to just kind of move along. But so this is one that I'll be tracking, when I use it, but the ultimate goal is to finish it up. Okay, let's talk about cheek products. We're already kind of there. So I have 2 blushes I'm going to be focusing on, and these both have a usage goal. So the first one is this Milani powder blush. This is the Romantic Rose powder blush. I really love this blush. It's a very just kind of neutral light blush. I think it's fantastic for if you're wearing a bold eye or a bold lip and still want a little bit of color on your skin, but obviously it's not the focal point. This is fantastic. I also just love it day to day. So my goal is going to be to use it 40 times, and then I'll roll it out and roll something in its place. I really love it. I have, obviously used it in the past, so you can still see the rose kind of pattern or whatever in there, but I have worn down some of it. It's a little bit flatter. So we'll see where this goes. I have heard that this is basically hollow inside, so I'm sure one day I will break through into that, but I don't think it's going to happen with these 40 uses. So anyway, just going to have this in my makeup basket as kind of a go-to option if I don't want a bold blush, and I think it's really, really beautiful just to add a little bit of something to your cheeks, but not, be the focal point. So 40 uses here. The other blush I have is a cream blush. So this is from ColourPop. It's the Blush Sticks, and this is the shade Cool It. So it's this beautiful cream blush. It's a light pink, kind of like a cool tone, hence the name Cool It Pink. I use this by using a small stipple brush right on top of the product, and then I apply it to my face. I don't like, draw it onto my cheeks or anything like that. So because of that, there's a lot of product in here. We're not going to see significant progress in this. My goal is to use it 40 times. I kind of keep an eye on products that have been in my collection for a while. So I kind of implemented these rules a few years ago. Any cream or liquid products I don't want to have in my collection more than 3 years. And then powder products I extend out to 5 years, just because I do try to spray things down with, rubbing alcohol, once a quarter or whatever. But I also figure, over time, things just turn. So this year, at the end of the year, I will be saying goodbye to this cream blush. So my goal is really just to make sure I get some use out of it. For the project pan, I want to use it 40 times. If I use it more than that throughout the year, great. But I just want to make sure I have a little bit of dedicated time with this product before its time in my collection is up. So I did mark it in my planner here. I have a marking. I don't think we're going to see much progress, but I thought it would be fun just to see what 40 uses does look like. But again, because of how I use it, I just don't think that we're going to be seeing much progress. So we'll see, but I do have it marked there, and we'll see how far we get down on there. But there's a lot in here, and I'm definitely not going to be finishing it all up. Okay, 2 more cheek products I have are 2 highlighters. So I have 2 ColourPop Super Shock shadows, and again, these are hitting their 3-year mark. So at the end of the year, these will be leaving my collection. I honestly may repurchase these. I really enjoy them. So the first one here is Lunch Money. This one is more of a champagne gold kind of highlight. So it's a really beautiful kind of neutral, I would say, highlighter. I can use it really with any eye look. I don't think too much about it. I also use the Super Shocks with a small stipple brush. So I haven't hit pan in here, but I know it's right there. It's because of how I apply it. So maybe we'll see pan. The goal for this is 50 uses. I did 50 uses last year, and we're doing another 50 uses. So I know that I can declutter these at the end of the year, knowing that I used them each at least 100 times in their lifetime in my collection. I didn't really count years before, so I'm sure it's more than that. So that's the first one. The second one is Monster, and this one has a pink shift to it, which is kind of difficult to pick up on camera, but it is beautiful. I really enjoy wearing it when I wear pink or purple eye looks, because I think it just really complements well, or any really cool toned eye look. I think this looks really beautiful right kind of up against it. So again, 50 uses is the goal for this one, and at the end of the year, I'll be decluttering both of these, but I want to make sure that they get a little bit more love from me. So we're going to put them both in at 50. I did the same goal last year, and it took me most of the year because I only pick one to wear each day. It's not like I'm layering them together. So, these will be in for the majority of the year, but that's okay with me. I don't have too many highlighters in my collection, so I'm happy to focus in on those 2. I have 1 eyeshadow I'm going to be focusing on. If you missed it, I did just kick off my Pan That palette for this year. So I do have another eyeshadow panning, kind of project going on my channel. But I do have the ability kind of with that one, it's a smaller palette, so I can bring in other shadows to try to hit pan on and kind of complement it. So this is a single shadow from ColourPop. I just have this Ulta little compact that I put it in. So this is the shade Idle Hour, and this is from the ColourPop Bare Necessities palette. I also just did, within the last, month or so, a ColourPop Downsizing Declutter. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it. But, I just dug my nail into it. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. The Idle Hour shade here, it already has a nice kind of dip going in it. So my goal for this is to hit pan. I have really been enjoying it as an inner corner highlight shade. So I do have another kind of lighter gold in my Pan That palette, but this one is even lighter. So I'd really like to kind of have this as a companion. I don't think it's going to compete with my Pan That palette, which is kind of the main goal, is anything I bring in should just complement and not, be a direct, like competition of other shades that I'm trying to, finish up really. So yeah, the goal is going to be to hit pan on this. I'm going to use it as my inner corner shade, and we'll just see how we get along. I think it's going to be, I don't know, probably a couple of months, but it should be a pretty easy goal for me. And I'd love to see, another pan in my collection. So Idle Hour is coming in just as a little eyeshadow action. And then I have 3 lip products to round out this project pan. So the first is a lipstick. This is from Revolution, and it is the Velvet Kiss Lip Crayon in the shade Chauffeur. So I have that on today. I really enjoy this shade. I used to have a bullet lipstick of the same shade, and I don't think they make it anymore, but I did find it in this version, and I really, really enjoy it. It's just a nice neutral lip color. This is a kind of color that I always want to have in my collection. So this is where I'm currently at, as you can see here. So we'll be keeping track of the usages, and then also I have on my planner a marking of where it is. Because it's kind of tall and skinny, I don't want it to break, but I have it marked right here with the kind of starting point. So we'll be updating, to see the progress as I finish it up. But my goal for this lipstick is to finish it all the way. This is also a lipstick that now it's on its 3rd year in my collection. So it's kind of use it or lose it by the end of the year. And I prefer to use it because I really enjoy this color. So this is one that I'll probably have kind of long term. I'm not in a rush to finish it up. I would like to make sure I'm using it maybe like 10 times, 15 times each month, but I don't want to feel like this is the only lip product I can ever use and like it's super serious in that way. So yeah, we're gonna roll this lipstick in, and then I have 2 glosses. So the first gloss is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Sweet Mouth shade. So it's this really kind of nice light nude kind of milky pink shade. It does have some sparkle in it. I really enjoy the Fenty gloss formula. So I have made a mark here on the package itself, so we'll be able to keep track of it. But I will just take a screenshot here as well so that if this rubs off, I know where we were. But yeah, the goal is to finish this. I no longer remove the stoppers of lip glosses. So when we do get to the end, I'm going to use as much as I can, but I'm not going to remove the stopper and like try to dig every little drop out. I just don't have the energy and patience for that anymore. So we're gonna use as much as we can get out kind of naturally of this product to finish it all the way up. So that is the first lip gloss, and I plan to have this just like in my bag and kind of out and about with me. The other lip gloss I have is also from Revolution. It's the I Heart Revolution. And this was from the Aristocats like collab they did, which I love the Aristocats. That was one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. So this is the Marie lip gloss. There really is not a lot of product in here. It's like a tall and skinny kind of tube, but it's not like a very, wide thing. And it really doesn't settle. It just kind of sticks to the side. It is a little bit of a stickier formula. But it's basically just like a kind of white clear gloss with a pink shift. It's almost like that Monster highlighter. So yeah, this is what it kind of looks like. I'm going to keep this one at my desk and just use this to, touch up my lips or whatever. Ultimately, it doesn't really show too much on camera. I mean, it just makes me look like I have glossy lips, but like you can't really see the pink shift to it really. And I think that's okay. I mean, I really enjoy this gloss, but it's time to use it up. This is also hitting 3 years in my collection. So we need to put a little bit of focus on this one. And so the goal is going to be same as the Fenty to finish it up, but I'm not going to like pull a stopper out and all that good stuff. We're just going to use it as much as we can. So yeah, this one will be sitting at my desk and it'll be available to me to just like reapply throughout my work day. If I want, I also have a chapstick at my desk, so whichever I feel like. But I think this should be pretty easy for me to finish up. And I think kind of having it in a dedicated spot is really helpful too. So that I don't know. I feel like if, on the weekends, then I don't feel like I need to use it because I use it during the week and it's just what it is. Okay. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. So that is all I have for you with my project pan. I'm really excited to, get some good use out of these products. So I'm going to add them into my counter app. And then we'll be able to keep track of all the uses, and then we'll be back in about 2 months to give you an update on all the products, the progress I've made, and maybe I'll have a rollout at that time. You never know. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know when you're kicking off your project pans. I'd love to follow along with your progress. And that's all I have for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.